Hello, Africa. This is ETV Ghana's African Women's Voices show. It is the show that tackles issues pertaining to women as they contribute to national development. I hope you've had a positive week. Well, if it didn't start on a positive note, do not worry. The week is not over yet, and we just need you to keep hope alive because you know what? As they always say in the song, don't worry, be happy. Everything is going to be just fine. If you're meeting me for the very first time, my name is Eunice Tonye, and this is African Women's Voices Show. We broadcast live on Facebook and on GoTV on channel 177. If you've got digital TV as well, we are right there. And we come to you every Wednesday at 8 p.m. with the repeat broadcast on Saturdays at 12 noon. So how have you been all this while? Yeah, for those of you who had a very wonderful week, I'll be very happy to hear you share about it. However, we always let you know what's going on with women across Africa, especially their African women. And that comes up on our 60-second segment update. And before I link you to that segment, I'd like to acknowledge those who are making it possible for us to be here tonight. And first on the list is Chana Shito. Chana Shito is Ghana's #1 pepper sauce. If you've not tried it, I keep saying it, you need to ask your vendor to let you have Chana Shito. If you cook with Chana Shito, or if you just add it to whatever it is you're preparing, the difference would definitely be clear. We've also got Liz's tomato mix. When it comes to any tomato need you've got and you want to prepare something like maybe jollof rice, your stews, your light soups, I keep saying it over and over again because, I mean, the recommendations keep coming. People keep commenting about it, how it is really creating a revolution in their cooking. And if you've not joined that revolution, I need you to join today. Ask for Liz's tomato mix. The phone number is right now at the base of your screen. Give them a call right away and make your orders come through. You know, we keep saying that we want to have extra income streams. Chana Shito is one avenue to see to that. Liz's tomato mix is also another avenue. And I've got Afariwa Styles making me look good every time I come here. I'm so happy with what she does for me. And I bet you, if you also try her out, you'll love what she does. You can locate Afariwa Styles on Instagram and on Facebook. And the phone number is right now at the base of your screen. But if you want to go to them physically, you also have got that opportunity. They've got a showroom at Osu and also at Teshi at the Rasta bus stop, or the container bus stop on the Rasta Road. So if you just get there, you see a beautiful edifice, and that's Chana Afariwa Styles' place. You know what? When it comes to styles, I would really recommend Afariwa Styles because they're into contemporary ladies and gents outfits. And they've got accessories also that make it really stand out. So if you're looking for slippers or jewelry or things that will make whatever it is that you get to stand out, they've got it, okay? So you pair them up and you look good. A lot of award shows are coming, naming ceremonies are going on, and you need somebody to do something really quick for you. Afariwa Style should be the one you'll be thinking about. And I was here. Thank you. Locate her on Instagram and on Facebook. She will definitely sort you out. And as I've said, thank you to all my sponsors. If you're watching me right now and you want to join as a sponsor, please give us a call and we'll give you a special treat. Now I'm linking you up to the 60 seconds update where we talk to you about what's going on with women across Africa, after which I would introduce my guests. Do stay tuned.
The Microfinance and Small Loan Center, MASLOC, has finally supported traders who lost goods and property following a fire that gutted the Akemoda market in September. President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, during his visit to the fire scene after the accident, promised affected persons of the government's financial support from the Ghana Enterprise Agency (GEA) and MASLOC. On the back of this, MASLOC, led by its CEO, Madam Aribata Shani Mahama Zakaria, has disbursed a total of 1 million Ghana cedis to 20 groups, with each person receiving 2,000 Ghana cedis. The loans are interest-free with a 1-year moratorium. The event saw in attendance the senior advisor to the president, Yao Osafo Mafo, the Eastern Regional Minister, Mr. Seth Echampong, the MP for Akemoda, Mr. Alexander Akwesi Akwa, among others. Kenya's peace and security agenda has been strengthened by the formation of the National Women's Peace Committee Network. The network brings together women, including young women in leadership, in the country's county peace structures, civilian-led organizations installed across the country to resolve present security issues. The initiative will connect local-level action to the national agenda and advocate for women's meaningful participation in conflict prevention and peace building, while serving as an early warning and rapid response mechanism. The network reflects Kenya's efforts to localize the UN Security Council Resolution 1325 on women, peace and security, guided by the Kenya National Action Plan on Women, Peace and Security. Actress, presenter, and voiceover artist Sika Osei has gotten married in a beautiful ceremony. She got married to her fiancé in a traditional marriage ceremony. Videos from the colorful ceremony have popped up showing some of the best scenes at the wedding. In the videos posted on Instagram, she was dressed in a yellow-colored kente dress as her bridesmaids led her to the venue. Sika Osei posted some pictures from the ceremony on her Instagram page and said, "Yesterday was very special. Thank you to everyone who has, is, and continues to make the vision we've so tirelessly curated and dreamt of finally come true. Thank you all for your love, support, and prayers. May the good Lord do for you as you've prayed for me."
Thank you very much. And that was a 60 seconds update segment on the African Women's Voices show. It's time for me to introduce my guests to you, and they are not people that are not familiar to a lot of people who take dieting seriously. But for those of us who are just like me, who have really not shown so much concern when it comes to their dieting, we are learning rather easily, okay? So do not think you are alone. Sometimes I say I want to check my diet, but I really don't stick to it. So every now and then we bring them along so that they keep us, on our toes and make us do the right thing. So, ladies and gentlemen, I introduce you to my guests, and right here to my immediate right, we've got opulent dietitian. I'm calling her that because I need you to search for her on Instagram and across other social media platforms, okay? So I want you to type in opulent dietitian and follow her and ask her further questions after today's conversation. You're welcome. Thank you. And then seated next to her, we've got Mrs. Doku right here, who is known as Finest Dietitian. I'm sure those of you who are always engaged on Instagram Live know her so well when it comes to dieting and also PCOS. I mean, she's really amazing. Thank you very much for honoring our invitation. Welcome.
Welcome.
Okay. So today we're going to be talking about our dietary choices and our dietary needs. So, I mean, are they the same thing or are they different? We are actually following the conversation around World Vegan Day, which was on Monday, the 1st of November. Those of us who are not so familiar with all these dieting terms, well, we're going to find out who a vegan is, and we're also going to look into other choices and options people are getting into. People say they are vegetarians, some say that they are into keto dieting. People say so many things, and even so many names keep coming up. And women are always interested in one form or the other of these choices. We want to find out today what works better. If there's a situation like that, they will be letting us know. So let's just go straight to the conversation. We can't wait, all right?
Yeah.
So it is said that we are what we eat. How true is this? Do we look at it from the physical perspective, or do we look at it from internal, conversations? Because sometimes you see people who are really big or plus size, they hardly eat. And some very skinny people eat so much, but it doesn't really show. So when they say we are what we eat, what does it really mean?
All right, so thank you so much for having me. Very good evening to our viewers and then those who are live on Facebook as well. So, in accordance to the World Vegan Day, as we said earlier on, when we talk about what you eat, basically, as it suggests, it should give you a fair idea about it, because you are what you eat. Just to come down to it, that whatever you wear depicts whoever you come, or there's also a saying that you should be addressed how you are dressed. And so basically it talks about internally and physically
as well.
And for the internally, it means that the health. So the notion actually means that you have to be healthy and you have to be fit. That is what basically the proverbial statement actually means, which is that you are what you eat. And so should someone be a drunkard, you don't need to be told that the person is a drunkard. It's just a picture. You just have to see, when you see the person, you don't need to be told that the person is a drunkard. And the same way, should someone be healthy, not that maybe if you are physically obese or you are fat, that makes you healthy, but should someone be healthy, you would see from how the person does your things, or even physically, just maybe the skin, the way the person reacts to things. You just have to see it from that way. So basically, that proverb here is a proverb. It's from the ancient days, something from the evolution of nutrition, or evolution of nutrition. It's been years, decades that this proverb has been there, and it's basically a guide to help us do healthy choices. So if you are what you eat, then we should see it when we see you.
Okay.
So basically.
Awesome. All right. So, finance dietitian, would you want to say something about it?
Yes, to add to what my opulent, I call her royal opulence.
Royal opulence.
Yes.
Okay.
Said what she said is true, and all this stems from the fact that the building blocks of life. If a woman is pregnant, how does it start?
Exactly.
It starts as a tiny cell, the sperm and the egg fertilizes. And how does that tiny cells grow? Exactly. So the whole human being is made up of a cell. Exactly. And that cell thrives on nutrients. And where do we get the nutrients from? From what we eat. So if you are going to thrive as a human being, it means that where are you getting your source of nutrients from? To feed the cells, because your skin is made up of cells, your eyes, everything on your, every organ, everything is a cell. We have about 40 billion cells in our bodies, and they keep growing and dying and replacing, just like in this world. People are being born, people die. It's the same way with the cells. And so we have to nourish them. And if you nourish the cells well, it's going to show internally and then outwardly. So my skin is beautiful because I'm nourishing my skin cells. It's the same way if I'm not putting in something which is good, you will see it on my skin. You will see it on every part of my organ.
Yeah,
that
even our mental state as well.
Our mental status. If you're a woman, your menstruation and all that. Even if you're pregnant, your baby will not come out well, because what you are feeding the baby is not the baby will not thrive well. Even if it thrives, it will not come out well. So this statement is so deep. It's so deep that you are what you eat. It's really true, because that is the basis of life. So the nutrients that makes the cells thrive, the food that you are eating. So you are really what you eat, because it's the same what you are eating that will make you or make you. So if you are not, I had somebody who said to me yesterday that if I don't drink the water the whole day, I start having migraines. Is it wrong? Am I diseased? I have to go to the hospital. I said, your body is trying to tell you that you are not drinking water. So go and drink water. That solved it. And when you drink water, you feel better. She said yes. I said, then that is it.
Awesome.
So that's how it is.
We get that point. So it means that, I mean, everything about us has to do with what we take in. That I'm happy right now and so cheerful has got to do with what I've also taken in. So we are actually what
your
it is that we eat.
feel-good hormones are working.
Yeah.
Awesome. So now we're getting to the question that people really want to understand. When we talk about dietary choices and dietary need, so choice, more like, okay, I'm choosing to take this, and need, this is what you actually require to get you to thrive or to live a better life. Could you let us understand what these choices and needs are when it comes to dieting? Let me start with you, finance dietitian.
So this is very, very, great. When you talk about dietary choices are a way and a manner, or how we select our foods, how we want to eat, the trend we want to go, the quantities we want to eat. These are, do we need them? Somebody will be like, I want to be on a keto diet. Do you really need a keto diet? So dietary choices are the choices, that food choices that we make that the body doesn't actually need. Okay, and in our world, that is what we are seeing now. All the dietary decisions that we make are choices. They are not needs, because if you recall from the first statement I made, our cells are what are holding us. So we are eating to nourish ourselves. I'm not eating because this particular food is trending. And then when you eat that, you have so-called social status, that you're a rich girl or you can afford. No. So the choices are the trending, what we want. It's just like what you want or what you want to do. And dietary needs are what your body actually needs.
Okay.
So if you are eating 2 cups of rice just because you're hungry and you want to fill your stomach, that is a choice. But I'm supposed to eat 1 cup of rice. That is what my body needs. And so I'm acting according to that. And we are facing all these chronic diseases and all the things that we are facing because we are not eating according to dietary needs, but we are eating according to dietary choices.
Okay. Would you want to add something to the choices and the needs?
Yes, I think just to add to finance dietitian, the choices are what are made available. And then for these choices to be made, factors do come in.
Yes.
That would make someone decide that, oh, okay, I want to take this, I want to take this. And for the needs, you don't actually, sometimes maybe because of a clinical condition, or maybe you actually want to be healthy, that actually affects the needs. And so it all boils down to what is available to you, the factors that is influencing that choice. And for the choice, it can either be good or it can either be bad. So you have it as a very broad at your disposal. But for the needs, you don't actually have a choice. You actually have to. It's not an option. You have to just because the body needs it for development and for growth.
Okay.
So I think basically.
And certain factors also affect the choices.
Exactly.
Preferences, food preferences comes in, our origination.
Yeah.
So they have this saying that as for Fantis, they like stoche.
So it's cultural.
These factors, cultural, our origin, food habits come in here, even financial status come in the choices. So there are so many factors that even the food environment influences the choices. If I live in an area where there's a lot of street foods around, I don't need to cook. Just when I get out of my house, I'm going to get a whole lot of food. So you don't have to. If you are living in an area where you have McDonald's, burgers, all those things at your disposal, why not? So the food environment also affects the choices.
Okay, so we'll be going for a quick commercial break. When we return, we get to find out exactly what it is that is influencing the choices that we are making. However, my takeout right now from what we just said is the fact that I think I want to follow the needs aspect of it. I need to understand that I need to nourish my body. And so as an adult, I may just have to enjoy food if it's not tasty. It doesn't taste nice, it doesn't look nice, but if it's going to nourish me and make me feel healthy, I would have to accept it that way. When we come back, we get to understand more on the influences of these choices and these needs. Do not go away. And you're welcome back to ETV Ghana's African Women's Voices show, where we are discussing dietary needs versus dietary choices. So what kind of choice have you been making, and have you been taking what your body actually needs or what you feel that you just desire to have? Well, in our conversation tonight, we will let you understand a lot more better about your choices, and maybe we'll be able to convince you to be able to make, better choices so that you give your body exactly what it needs. So we're talking about the factors that influence the choices we make, and finance dietitian mentioned that sometimes the resources available to you, money, it's also cultural. It said that some parts of Ghana and even across Africa, there are some people who like to take vegetables. There are some people who like to take too much fried foods. Some people like to take oily foods. So culturally, they are used to eating such kind of foods, and it will also influence the kind of choices they make whenever food is presented to them. Even the environment, if you find yourself in a place where already made food is available, you just walk out and then you just purchase. You will not spend time to actually put together what your body needs. You just pick whatever it is that you see. So we'd like you to send in your comments as to what is influencing you to make some of the choices that you are making. And then we'll read it out and educate other people, okay? However, let's just move straight. I see that our time is fast spent already. I would like us to go into the terms we mentioned on our social media pages around being a vegetarian, being on keto dieting, and also being a vegan. So let's start. Opulent dietitian, who is a vegan?
All right, so actually a vegan is a subset of a vegetarian.
Okay.
Because if producer can help us with the pictures, you have different types of vegetarians.
Okay, we've got different types of, vegetarians or vegans.
Vegetarians.
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 So
Vegan-
vegetarian
Okay.
is the broad
It's a
umbrella,
broad
and then
umbrella.
they have subsets.
Okay, so
members.
then let's start from the vegetarian and then explain, you know, who they are and the substance that we've got. Okay, I see it there
I
right
think
now.
the
This is the
next-
balanced vegan meal. We
So-
want the types of the vegetarians.
Exactly.
Yes.
All right.
Okay,
So I
good.
think this should help us with it. So a vegan is a subset of vegetarian is broad, and so if, as you can see from the screen, the vegans actually go strictly with the plant-based, no animal source food, and
Okay.
so they are strictly plant-based.
Not even animal products.
Not
No
even
animal products as well.
exactly.
Hey,
And
no
you-
meat. This is really tough.
Not even egg or
Not even egg.
something that meat was part, like gelatin. I know somebody who is a vegetarian, vegan. Gelatin is made up of bones,
Yeah.
animal bones, and he says no.
You don't even take it at all. Okay, so the lacto-vegetarian does not consume meat or
Yeah.
byproducts of meat or eggs, but consumes dairy.
Dairy,
yes.
dairy and
Okay.
dairy
So milk,
products,
cheese, and all that.
Okay.
yogurts and all of that. And also the vegetarian, they don't consume dairy products, but they also consume eggs.
Eggs.
In addition to the plant-based. So the a vegan is actually common among all these types,
Mhm.
but what is different is that the lacto takes dairy, that's milk product, the ovo takes eggs, the palatarian takes sometimes poultry, eggs, and dairy.
So the politarians, what they don't like red meat nor fish.
Exactly.
So they do plant-based and then poultry or
Okay.
flying birds.
Okay.
So anything flying or with feathers is
They
their
like
thing,
it,
but
but
they
the
don't
one
like
the four-legged, they don't want that
No,
one.
no,
Okay.
Yeah,
So
we-
pescatarian.
yeah, they do only fish.
fish.
Oh.
In addition to
in
the
addition to- and-
plant-based.
Yeah, to the plant-based. So do
And
only
so
fish.
when they hear vegetarians, you know, that's not only those who take only leaves or vegetables and fruits. It's
They-
actually broad.
Yeah,
But the
it's broad.
vegans that actually are only plant-based.
Yes.
Yes, so basically.
And we even have fruitarians.
Okay.
Their foods or meals are based on only fruits and then fruit type of vegetables.
Exactly.
So they eat only food. They are plant-based, only fruit, and then fruit products and fruit stuff, anything that looks like fruit. So they bent on the fact that they want to eat fruit plant, but you don't have to kill the plant. So even if it is a plant that you have to kill, no.
Okay, so how do they consume it then?
So they want fruits that are hanging, and then you can still take the fruit, but then the plant will still be alive. So something like carrots that you take the root, you have killed the plant. They are eating everything.
Okay.
Like they don't like allium species like onions, scallops, leeks, and all that, because you are eating all the plants. No, you are killing the plant.
Wow.
Yes, and they have other one. They have the yogic diet, or they are the Buddhism.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
these
so
are
religion.
religious.
Okay.
So
Religion factor.
they are called Stoic diet. They eat plant-based and then dairy and then honey,
Okay.
but no red meat, no fish, no seafood, no chicken.
So is there a name for people like us? People who eat everything, we like
We-
everything.
We are carnivores.
Carnivores?
We are carnivores.
Really?
Hey, they will tell
Carnivores
you
or
are a murderer.
omnivores?
Really?
You are a murderer. You are killing an animal.
Carnivores. I can't believe this.
I know.
All right, so now let's take a look at what we've seen here. We've got the vegan. So if the vegan doesn't eat animal products, and we know that proteins are very important for our nourishment, how do they make up for that?
So they make up for that.
They do.
In what way? How do they get proteins? Because
So,
they're taking
yeah.
only plant-based, food.
So we have plant proteins, and some are
Okay.
actually even have more proteins than animal proteins.
Okay.
And so they are able to make up for their proteins. And so there are nutrients that they have issues with when it comes to that. They are able to get proteins. And we have essential proteins break down into amino acids.
Yeah.
So we have essential amino acids and then non-essential. Not all the plant-based foods have the essential amino acids. Okay, so they have to do something we call complementary protein. So maybe a cereal or a grain and legume come together will give you a complete protein.
Okay.
So they read, they know. Those people, they are very they know how to. So there are a lot of plant proteins that we can show on the screen. So when you come to plant protein, if you are not eating fish, poultry, anything, you can be a vegan and still meet your protein requirement.
Yeah.
Okay. By eating beans. By
okay,
eating
so let's
nuts.
see the beans.
Yes.
So
beans
variety of beans.
Yeah.
The chickpeas, lentils, red beans, black beans, kidney beans, all the beans you can, bambara, all the beans you can. This is actually a granite soup with peanut. This is the variety of the beans. So there are variety of beans. You can see kidney beans, you can see soy beans, all the beans. And soy beans is a beans that we say it has protein of high biological value. Exactly. So soybean acts like meat.
Okay.
But there are other things that comes with it. So if you are eating soybeans, there are other content in it. We call it anti-nutrients. Yeah. They are not nutrients, but they act like nutrients, and they prevent other nutrients from working or getting absorbed. So we have a way of treating soybeans for you to get the maximum benefit out of it by soaking and cooking or sprouting.
Okay.
When you sprout it, you get the proteins very much from it. There are agushi. In Ghana here, we have agushi. Yeah. We have tofu. Tofu is made up of soybeans. And then you have even soy chunks. So this is agushi. Yeah. This is tofu. Tofu is actually nice. I have been with a vegetarian before, a family member. So I learned all these things from him. The tofu, and this is the agushi. There is soy chunks. Yes. So the soybean, and then they've made it into
just like meat.
It tastes like meat.
Just like meat.
It's just like meat. And then there is chickpeas also. Yeah. Then there are nuts and all the seeds that they can get their protein from.
Amazing. So the reason why I'm asking this is because we're talking about the choices and the needs.
Yeah.
So it means that people like this, they are able to get the nutrients that they still require, you know, and just like those of us who are the carnivores.
But not all. Sometimes, mostly they have to supplement. Exactly. So there are about 5 nutrients that we have to look at when somebody is being a vegan. Yeah. If you are doing lacto or ovo or pescatarian or whatever, that one you have some animal source of protein somewhere. Yeah. But if you're doing strict vegan, then you have to supplement, because a nutrient like B12 only comes from animals. Okay, so we make them supplement B12. And then also there are B12 fortified cereals, B12 fortified milks, juices, plant milks like almond milk. They can fortify it with B12. So when they are buying, they read the food labels and they are able to decipher the B12 out of the labels, and then they can take it to boost their B12, but they still have to supplement. Then they might have issues with iron stores with regards to the B12 and then iron itself. You know, we have 2 types of iron. Yeah. We have the iron that comes from plants. We call it non-hem. Then we have the one that comes from animal, which is the hem. So the hem acts faster. The absorption, we call it bioavailability. So the bioavailability from the iron from animal source is more than the plant source. So when they are taking the plant source, they have to add vitamin C. So vitamin C is rich sources of food to enhance the iron absorption in their bodies. Otherwise, they become anemic.
Okay, so if you're a vegan, I want to believe that, or if you are trying to become a vegan, I want to believe that what we are saying right now is going to help you with your decision. So now let's go to the keto dieting, okay, which a lot of ladies are really interested in. So what does it really mean to choose to be on the keto dieting? Opulent dietitian.
Yeah, all right. So the keto, I think, is already out there, and a lot of people are trying it. But basically, it's a medical diet.
Yes.
Okay.
It is not a diet that is.
It should be out there,
for everyone.
It's a medical nutrition therapy.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. So what do we see? Carbs, protein, fats. What does that mean?
Yes. So this is what a keto diet should constitute.
Yes.
Okay.
So it means that the fat is high. You see the percentage, that's 75%. It means they're very high in fats, and also moderate in proteins, and then very low in carbs.
In carbs, yes.
That's carbohydrate sources. And so basically, it's a medical therapy diet which is actually practiced in the clinical setting and has to be monitored.
Yes.
And usually it's used to treat epilepsy,
Yes. Brain disorders.
brain disorders, yes. And so, but studies has found that as this diet has been used in treatment of these conditions, they've seen that there's also an amount of weight loss.
Yes. That's the byproduct or the effect out of that treatment.
Exactly.
So usually the body's go-to source of energy is carbohydrates.
Yeah.
And our brain uses about 80% of the carbohydrates that the body gets. That's the glucose.
Yeah.
And so when somebody has a brain disorder, epilepsy or any of the brain disorders, we try to reduce the carbs so that the body will now use the fat as fuel for the brain. So it produces a chemical we call ketones. Okay, so that's the keto. It's called ketones. So now the body is not using, the brain is not using glucose again. Because when the brain uses glucose, it works faster. We want the person's brain to relax so that the person can heal and recover.
Exactly.
So we give keto so that the body now uses fat to produce fuel for the brain in the form of ketones. And the side effect is that you will lose weight.
Okay.
And then people found out that, and then they tend to use that for weight loss. So
as well.
it is not keto. I'll say it here and say it again. Keto is not the recommended diet for weight loss. But then still, people lose weight on keto. So if you want to do keto, you have to seek for a professional to guide you on how to go about it.
Okay, amazing. So if you want to embark on the keto diet, and you need a professional, you need opulent dietitian, you need a finest dietitian, and the rest of them to help you and guide you, on your way. Now we'll go for another commercial break. When we return, we would like to find out if a particular choice is better than the other. If there's an answer for that, you'll be letting us know. We want to know. So as you're saying, this keto is for epilepsy and all of that. Okay, no problem. We've seen the good sides and everything. So we want to know, is it like, can we really say that this is better than the other or not? So you find that out when we return from this break. So do stay tuned. And you're welcome back to ETV Ghana's African Women's Voices show. We tackle issues pertaining to women as they contribute to national development. And dieting is one of the things that we like to tackle a lot. So I want to believe that you've tried your best to get used to or update yourself on the choices and the needs that you require when it comes to dieting. All right, I would like to go on Facebook to begin to at least acknowledge the presence of all of you who are watching us on Facebook. Hello. Thank you. I'm seeing you sending in all your waves. I see from Asia. You said, oh, I'm in Bangkok. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching. I see a wave from the United Kingdom. Everyone know Kereke, it was your birthday yesterday. I wish you a very happy birthday. Everyone know Kereke is an ardent viewer of African Women's Voices show, and she's always there supporting us. A belated happy birthday to you. All right, so I see your wave, and I see from the United States of America, I see from Abuja, from Owerri, from Nsukka, from Enugu, from Oka, all our various parts of Nigeria. Thank you so much for tuning in. I see from Togo, I see from Ouagadougou, I see from Senegal, I see from Yaoundé. Thank you so much for sending in your wave. I see you. You say, hey, I'm watching you. You need to call my name. Yes, I see you. Okay. All right. From Liberia. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in. And coming down to Ghana, I'm seeing Accra, the Volta region. I'm seeing Salt Pond. I'm seeing Tumu. I'm seeing Navrongo. I'm seeing Alavanyo. I'm seeing Lubatota. Wow, you're all watching. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So please, those I don't acknowledge, I see you all, okay? Thank you for tuning in. Axim, I see you. Takarade, I see you as well. So let's just go to some of the questions that have been raised here. I see Essie Sutherland. She says, good evening. Good evening to you, Essie Sutherland. I see Pearl Ehonam. She sent us hearts and, and all the love. Thank you so much. We're sending you back the hearts and the love to you as well. I see a message here from Naomi Kwaku. She says, Is it possible to be a vegetarian for life? How healthy is that? So I think the question has come at the right time, because I was going to ask them, okay, which of the choices is, maybe can we say, is a better one over the other? And now we have a question where one is asking if being a vegetarian can be sustained for, you know, a whole lifetime. So then let's tackle her question, and then we come back to what I was asking. Is it possible to be a vegetarian for life?
I would say yes.
Okay.
Why not? Because you have options.
Yeah.
All the nutrient sources that you need, you can get it from plants. The ones that you will not get, you have to supplement. If you are ready, it all boils down to how ready you are. If you don't miss your meat and your chicken, you can do it for life. And you have to supplement your B12, and then you have to always check your iron status. You have to check other nutrients like vitamin D, calcium. You need calcium also, you have to check, and you have to supplement calcium and choose so you can do it. It's doable. I'd say that there's no one fit diet.
Okay.
There's no one fit. There's not a single one diet that somebody can say that this is the best, everybody should follow. No. You do which is healthy for you, and the one which suits your purpose, the one which is feeding your cells and keeping you alive. So if it is vegetarian you want to be, you just seek the appropriate professional to guide you on what to do. So one can be a vegetarian, any of the subsessions, for life. I know people who have done it for years, and they are okay.
Okay, so they just need to be guided by a registered dietitian.
Being a plant-based, if you are a plant-based eater or something, it's a lot of evidence shows that it's very healthy.
Yeah.
It's very healthy. And then there are people who are semi-vegetarians.
Okay, and who are they? Which one is a semi-vegetarian?
So they eat plant-based diets solely every time, and then occasionally they introduce a chicken or some meat or some fish.
Okay, occasionally.
Occasionally.
Ah.
So you can be a semi-vegetarian. But then in everything that we are even saying, a healthy diet, a healthy balanced diet, even preaches that about half of your plate should be filled with vegetables and plants. And then your go-to carbohydrates should be whole grains and cereals. And these are all plant-based. And then your proteins should be in moderation. So that is where you would choose whether you want animal source to come or plant-based to come. So it's doable. It's doable.
Okay. All right. So I want to go straight to the side effects. I mean, it looks really nice that, okay, you're losing weight based on this approach. You're looking healthy. You're glowing and everything. You mentioned earlier that, I mean, there's no one that actually fits.
Yeah.
But there's this thing I heard, particularly about keto dieting. And it affects women
That's
in a
what moves
very
you.
uncomfortable way.
Yeah.
You know, ladies,
So
I heard that, that when you actually practice this keto dieting, it produces an unpleasant smell in between your legs. And you know what that means. It's a very precious place to us, and it can be very uncomfortable that when you open it up, the smell coming out from there is not pleasant. Please, how true is this? Let's start with you, opulent dietitian. Because a lot of us are practicing this keto, and we may not really know that the smell is not coming. You say for her, right? We won't know that it's affecting the place, and the men in our lives are not also saying it's affecting it, but things are not really going well in the bedroom because of what is going on. So let's find out.
So as I said, keto diet, and I'll say it again, it's not a recommended diet for weight loss. If you want to do a weight loss, there are so many weight loss diets that you could do. Okay, keto diet is not it. If you still want to, you are desperate to lose weight and you still want to do keto diet, you can do it for just a short period.
Okay.
Just short of it, maybe 2 weeks. You lose some few kilos or pounds and you're good to go. But then when the body goes into ketosis, what happens is that the ketones give you a smell. We call it fruity smell. Yeah. And so your mouth will be smelling and your VJJ will be smelling.
As well.
You'll be smelling, yes. Yeah.
And it's not a pleasant kind of smell.
It's not a pleasant kind of smell.
Yeah, so we need to let you know the truth.
So
it's not a pleasant kind of smell.
At a point in time, if you do the keto for a long time, that is what you're not supposed to do for a long time.
Okay.
So I get people who are like, I've done all these normal diets and I'm still not losing weight. And I want to do keto diet. People do keto diet and they don't also lose weight.
Yeah.
You see,
And it doesn't work for
it
them.
doesn't work for them. So you do work what works for you, okay? And there are side effects. There are whatever diet you are doing, if you are not doing the holistic healthy diet and you are doing vegan diet, there are other side effects that your iron stores could be low, you could be anemic. B12 is needed in women, especially for iron stores again, and it combines with folate to build the neural tube of your child. So if you have fewer stores of B12, you are going, like, the chances that your child's formation, abnormal formation during pregnancy is going to happen. So these are the contraindications or the side effects that you are likely to have. You may have osteoporosis later or in future because you don't have enough calcium stores. So brittle bones and all that. So these are some of the side effects. And then when you are doing keto, the side effects will come. You have the fruity smell. You may have abnormal cholesterol.
Okay.
You may have abnormal cholesterol. You may have, I know people who have gone to keto and they're having transient kidney, we call it AKI, so acute kidney injury and all that. So if you don't do it, that's what I'll say.
So
if you
without
want to
guidance.
Yes, if you want to do it, you have to have guidance, because there's a professional for that. So if you want to do, you just don't go on the internet or Google to just see anything and then you are doing. No, you can go there, read, you seek a professional's advice on it, and they will guide you. If you see a dietitian and you want to do a keto diet, the dietitian will probably put you on it for maybe a certain number of days or weeks, monitor your blood lipids, monitor your kidney functioning, monitor your liver functioning and all that, to see that everything is right for you to go on that.
Okay.
But you can't just get up and do it on your own. You may end up causing issues for yourself. Yes.
All right. Interestingly, our time is actually fast
And
spent.
your VJJ will be smelling.
We need the place to really smell really nice.
Yeah.
So that's why we'll come to you, our registered dietitians, to find out better ways of using what we eat to get the place to smell, better, to invite the people that we really love. So when they come around, they feel really good.
Hey.
I mean, it's a two-way affair anyway. Both of us have to enjoy it. All right, so, women are naturally nurturers of everything that they do.
Yes.
So we can't leave this conversation or wrap up without talking about how our choices influence the environment. So are there ways what we choose helps with climate change, with our environment, and things like that? Are there ways?
Yeah, exactly. It does affect in your small way. You realize that the demand for fast food, quick fix the demand is high. So it means that processed foods, the companies need to process more. In that process, they release chemicals in the system, packaging comes in, how to dispose, all these things. At the end of the day, should you focus more on fresh foods, you realize that you reduce how you get these processed foods, and then how to dispose the waste wouldn't be an issue to you. You get to save the environment. There's land pollution, water pollution. It's unfortunate this part of the world, our waste management is quite poor, but I think we'll get better. And it all boils down to the food choices. You should run in for already made food, already prepared foods. Then you should know that the packaging and then the composition, even the process preparation, whatever goes into it, at the end of the day, you may think that you are not actually affecting the environment, but the process in which the food passes before getting to you has a lot of things to release into the atmosphere, and at the end of the day, it do affect. So our choices do affect it. So when we begin to select fresh foods, select healthy foods, then in your small way, you're contributing to minimize global warming and also polluting the environment. Yes.
Wow, nice. I would like the director to actually share, there were these pictures that you were sharing with me where I saw where somebody was choosing fast food and how the person was looking, and a tree that was looking really slender. I'd like us to really share that with
So this is how it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you're choosing those kind of fast foods, that's what you are likely to look like.
Exactly,
Yes.
exactly,
So
because of the
you
refined.
become obese. And yeah, so these are the food and the food environment influences even obesity.
Yeah.
So we call these diets obesogenic diets
Yes.
because they
Okay.
influence
So your health, your choice.
your choices.
So
Wow.
you see chocolates, you see
And
our
because we want
fries.
everything
Yeah, I
quick.
see it all there.
We want
the
everything
chips.
quick. The manufacturers will have to also do it quick.
quick.
And then they have to inject them with things for them to grow faster. Inject cows to milk when they are not supposed to. When God has not designed that they should milk,
Milk
at
at a
that
certain
time.
time.
So you drink too much of it, and your hormones are also all over the place.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, ladies, for joining us tonight. And we want to say a very big thank you to you for at least educating us on our choices and the needs. And I want to believe that what she said, what both of them have said tonight, is going to influence your choices as well. It will definitely influence mine. It will. So thank you once again.
Thanks
all
for
right.
having us.
Thank you. The repeat broadcast of this show is going to be brought to you on Saturday at 12 noon. So do not miss it. You could also watch it on YouTube. We'll be uploading it tomorrow. Or just go on our Facebook page or on mine at Eunice Tony and get to watch it. All right. So until we meet again, do enjoy the rest of our interesting lineup for you. Bye-bye.